Polls open in less than an hour. There are a handful of big races, props and measures that will be decided today.
Yeah, joining us now, political consultant John Dadian. Give us some of your wisdom here on the day that people go out. Let's talk first about congressional districts 49 and 50, heavily watched, not just here, but around the country, because as you know, there are a lot of seats up for grab. The balance of power in the House could change. But let's talk about Isa's seat that he is stepping down, and Harkey Levin, they're fighting for that. Any surprises? What are you expecting?
Doesn't look like any surprises as far as the result, because the polling over the last couple of weeks has been pretty much stable. The huge point that a lot of people don't realize, and they'll wake up tomorrow, is Darrell Issa has held that seat for 18 years. So clearly, if the polls hold and Levin wins, that's one seat that definitely will change from red to blue.
Yeah, and you're not expecting many surprises, certainly in the governor's race. Our 10 News Union Tribune poll showing that John Cox has a lot of ground to cover there, but it looks like it's going to be Gavin Newsom as governor. At least that's what our poll is showing early on.
That's a proverbial pushing a rock uphill. There's really one issue, and that's registration. California is not a blue state, it's a deep blue state, and he has that going against him. It's so hard to overcome.
Yeah. And very quickly, the Congressional District 50, which is Duncan Hunter, of course, Mar Campanajjar, that polls are showing that race tightening here as we get to today. What are you thinking?
Even though there's special circumstances, meaning because of the scandal is clearly the big issue, et cetera, that will send shockwaves across the nation tomorrow, because that is one of the most solid red districts across the entire country. So if that were to turn blue, that would send complete shockwaves.
All right, well, we'll talk about the local race, Measure G and Measure E here, the stadium site. Our poll showing that Measure G has a slight edge over Measure E, Soccer City. What do you think there?
Slight edge, I think there's a good chance that both may fail. And if that happens, then it gets kicked back to the city council, start from scratch one. Yeah. I always thought the best way to do it is an RFP instead of ballot box planning is never a good way to go.
Yeah, you don't have to vote for one or the other. You can vote no on both. You can vote for one or vote yes on both.
Yeah, because they each would have to get 50 plus 1, so they could, like as you point out, both could fail.
And if both pass, the one that has the most will win.
Right. Yeah. And very quickly, before we go, let's talk about Prop 6. There's been a lot we've been seeing more and more. There was a huge rally yesterday for those people who are yes on 6. And what are you thinking with that one?
Again, that's political science 101. It's been behind almost the entire campaign. In the last couple of weeks, it's tightened up, and it has a very good chance of passing right now.
All right.
And again, that will send shockwaves telling the legislature they can't do whatever they want anymore.
All right, John Dadian, you'll be here tomorrow as we sort through the results of this midterm election.
As we all recuperate.
Yeah. Get out and vote.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
All right.